Hello, how's everybody doing today? This is my first live broadcast from my page, and I have the one and only, my heart, my love, my wife, Hicunni Chandler. And I don't know, y'all won't know the difficulties we had of trying to get on here, and I don't even know if the video's clear, picture's clear or not. But we just had some technical difficulties. That's why it takes so long. But I know I put a post on my page that said I would go live. She's used to doing these lives and stuff. Her and um, what's the lady's name? Kim, I think, go live every Sunday, or they do podcasts and stuff. But I'm sure she'll be telling you more about that. But I obviously have to introduce her first. I introduced her as my wife because that's how I knew her first. As well, actually, I knew her as Hicunni Chandler first, and then we were friends and stuff. So we're 13, yeah, well, 13 years. Let's see, we got married in '05, so 13 years we've been together and or married, and then she'll say that we've been together. I think she'll say 18, and then usually I think I'm a year behind. I say 17. So, but she wanted a formal introduction, so that's what I'm going to do. Her name is Hicunni Chandler. She is a mind and body eating coach, and just recently became a Zumba instructor. She helps women find clarity on what truly nourishes their body. So, women, if you have any issues with your body, as far as nutrition, she'll help you. She'll get you right, set you straight. So her mantra, however she wanted me to say that, nutrition is more than what you eat and the weight that you carry. And so I'll let her actually take the floor. And obviously, if you are on here live, I don't know. Don't think anybody has joined us yet, but if you're on here live, just put a hashtag live. Hashtag, that's LIVE. Actually, let me type it in the box. Yeah, this is the first time I've used this. So actually, when I was testing it out, there was supposed to be, I guess, multiple lines where I could actually type things in and just hit show and hide. But I don't know. Apparently, that's not working now. So I don't know. I have where. Actually, let me see if I can copy paste this. But anyway, man, let me just hashtag live if you're on live, and hashtag replay if you're on the replay. So that's hashtag replay or hashtag live. So if you're live, you hashtag live, replay, hashtag replay. So actually, let's see. I guess you can just tell us. Actually, this morning she woke me up, and I was asleep. I don't know what time I went to bed. I think I went to bed. Usually I stay up late, maybe around 2, 3 o'clock or so. But this morning she woke me up in the bed, and she was talking about how she just became an affiliate with a wonderful program. Well, not necessarily an affiliate, but apparently I guess it's a big brand. And they actually put their recipes in her book, this bundle book. So I'll let her tell you more about that. So if you want, you can take the floor now. Actually, I'll just switch this screen over. So let her have the floor.
Well, thank you for having me. And I am so excited that this is your first live on Be Live. And just to kind of talk more about what I do, I am a mind body eating coach, and I help women find clarity on what truly nourishes their body. And so there are a lot of different pieces in what a mind body eating coach is. We not only deal with what to eat, but who you are as an eater. And so with that, when you talk about the mind, the body, and eating, it's an integrative approach. And so what I've been trying to do is make sure I integrate every part of my life through going to the gym. If I'm going to the gym, doing Zumba, I might as well go ahead and be a Zumba instructor. So of course I added a Zumba instructor as part of my thing that I'm doing, and one of the hats that I am wearing now. And so part of a mind body eating coach as well is showing people how to make better food choices as well. So what I was sharing with my husband this morning, there is a company and it's called Ultimate Bundles. And I've always been an affiliate with them for a few years now. And so they provide different bundles, a few bundles per year for families. I mean, from blogging tips to healthy eating to essential oils. And so this particular one, I had to send a sample of some recipes. And so I got approval. And so I will be one of the contributors for their new cookbook the beginning of the year. So I was super excited. And I decided to share that with my husband this morning. So what I've been trying to do with the help of my coach, if you guys know anything about Nicole Walters at NicoleWalters.tv, she is one of my huge mentors that I've been following for a while now. And so she encourages us to just get out there, put ourselves out there, and just, show people who we are and share our brand with people. And part of that is staying ready. One of her quotes is, "Stay ready so you don't have to get ready." So part of that was just trying to streamline everything, get my business in order, so then I can be able to show people my brand and help and reach more people. So that's what I've been trying to do as a mind, body, eating coach and now a Zumba instructor, just trying to integrate my life where I'm not doing 10 different things, but I'm actually my whole life is integrated, from being a wife to a mom, homeschool mom, and as a coach, so that everything will run smoothly and also make sure we generate income as well. So, yeah.
So yeah, that's what it's about, generating principles and life goals and stuff like that. So generating income. So that's always good. And if you stay to the end of the broadcast, stay to the end of the live, she actually has a gift that she will drop in the comment section below. So that's she's I'm sure it's gonna be a good gift. So and let me ask you about your process as far as let's see, what is crucial about the process that you went through, as far as what type of things did you spend money on, or what type of things did you spend time on? So as far as what's the best what's the best thing, or I guess the most beneficial thing that you spent time on, and what's the most beneficial thing that you spent your money on, as far as in your on your come up?
Good question. Okay, so one thing I would have to say, number one, is staying consistent. And that has been a weakness over the years for me, just trying to stay consistent, because I have the shiny object syndrome where that looks nice. Let me get that, or let me buy this. And so it comes a time when you have to like get focused and hone in to say, okay, I am enough. And yeah, some of these items that I'm purchasing, they are beneficial, but I don't need everything. I don't need everything to get me to that next level. But honing in and focusing and being consistent with the little things, that pays off. And the number one thing is working on yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, then there's no way you can progress to the next level. So personal development is key for everything, whether you are meditating, either on, if you're spending time meditating on and breathing, practicing breathing exercises, or meditating, doing affirmations or scriptures, or whatever you do, make sure you're doing some type of personal development. One of mine also is reading books. So that helps me stay centered and grounded as well. So, whether it's reading books, affirmations, quotes, you meditate on those things, and that personal development is going to help propel you forward to accomplish everything that you want to accomplish in life. So, number one, just work on self first, and then everything else will flow.
Yeah, that's interesting. You mentioned read books, because I know she's been on me for years trying to read books. And actually, the reason why I'm doing this is actually because I heard, this program that I'm in, mentorship. And my mentor actually wants me to start doing lives and doing interviews with prominent business people in the online marketing world. Because actually, I don't know if I mentioned that. I typed something in the post, or the post earlier. I put something in the post earlier about her introduction before the live and to the live and for the live. So she actually was the one that pretty much got me started online, because I know before when I was still working at one of my jobs, I guess maybe about, I don't know how long it's been since you been working online, maybe like 5, 6 years ago. But anyway, I still remember that she actually I still remember on her come up, where she was alone on the computer a lot. And I still remember she had probably maybe like 5 or 6 windows open on her desktop. And I used to get on her all the time just for having, 5 or 6 windows open in her browser. And that was pretty interesting, because now I have about 20 or 30. tabs open in my browser just because of different things and stuff I'm doing. So it's kind of interesting to see, as we grow and transition, from one phase to the next phase. And I guess I know you mentioned books and stuff. So what was one of your favorite books that you read, or actually not even your favorite, but your most influential book that you read? And tell us, what you got out of it.
Let's see. I have so many. Let me think about this for a moment. One, How to Win Friends and Influence People. One, On the Meaning of Life, by Seneca. I think it's Seneca. And it's a short read, too. It's only like 50 something pages. I would say those two right off the bat, those two. I'm On the Meaning of Life, just to realize that life is short. We think we have all this time. We make all these elaborate schedules and plans, but focus on living your day as if it were your last. And I know that's kind of hard to do, of course, because we have a long list of to-dos, specifically for moms that have the kids, if you're homeschool and they're trying to be a business owner, you're a wife. So, but it's all about changing that mindset and looking at your schedule and just honing in on what you do and say, if nothing else, what would be the top, three or top five that I would hone in on and focus on and get that done for the day. And if I do those things, is it going to propel me to achieve X, Y, Z? So those finding books that's going to challenge you and help propel you to the next level is key. And so those are just two books. I mean, there's several others because I read a lot. So
Yeah, she does. She's always has a book in her hand or on her when she's on her phone as a Kindle and everything like that. So yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people talk about having mentors and stuff, and obviously, there's actually mentors that we could actually have that have passed on. So, and then when you go read books from authors that have passed away, I mean, they can technically be your mentors as well, even though you can't really write them or send them an email or, hit them up on Facebook and Messenger or Instagram or any other social media platforms. But the thing is, you can actually, dig into their books. I mean, there's still, you can do research. If you don't understand what's going on and what they're trying to say, you can do research. And I'm sure they have commentaries on some of the most popular books, or even now, they got websites where people, explain. Actually, all you got to do is go to Google and say reviews or commentaries on a certain amount of book or a particular book that you're actually reading and you want to get into. So, I mean, you touched on some of this before, as far as what was your aha moment, in your come up and your rising and everything like that, from the bottom to the top. What was your
my aha moment. Well, I can tell you this. I've always had a drive to want to do something more. And one thing I could say that held me back was myself. Just thinking I wasn't good enough, comparing myself to other people, then learning, that's not wise to compare yourself with other people. But I remember back in 2015, really before that, I was trying to do a little something online. And then I stopped. For some reason, I just stopped. But then back in 2015, one of my friends shared with a podcast with me, two different podcasts. And that just got me going. It was regular people just doing their business. And that kind of sparked lit another flame under my butt. So I need to do something. And because I like to write, and I was looking back at old journals, I had business ideas, business little plans that I had. And I was like, okay, I think I can do this. And so from then on, I made a decision that I wasn't going to look back. I was going to keep, kind of chipping away until I get to where I want to go. And so that was more like an aha, that it was a reminder that I can do it. And so I haven't stopped since. It hasn't been easy, but I've made a decision that I'm going to keep going and keep moving forward no matter what. And so that's where I am now.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. You can look at the link below. That's how you can actually get her contact information and everything. Just go to that website. But yeah, that's pretty interesting because actually I put in the post that you were that you had actually persistence and a nonstop. Well, I forgot how I worded it. I think I said nonstop engine and engine heart or engine go. So yeah, there's an engine that never stops. So the persistence that she has, I mean, it just continues to drive forward. It's compelling, especially living with her and just seeing everything she does, taking care of her kids. We didn't mention that we had two kids. So one is 12 and he's the oldest, that's my son. And then my daughter, Jaden, is 10. So actually, yeah, my son, well, anyway, so you, yeah. Uh, so I guess on what would be your number one reason people would, or what is the number one reason you think people fail in pursuing their dreams?
They give up.
All right.
Just they give up. They give up too soon. And if you Google that, I think you'll get a lot of quotes on that as well. Because I mean, that's what it. I think I can't remember. There is a quote that I heard recently about that. Something about they were going and going, and then they gave up or something like. I don't know. I'm always trying to figure out. I have a hard time repeating quotes, but there is a quote for that. But yeah, giving up.
All right. And I guess you've pretty much touched on this before. What is the main, I guess, reason for your success? I mean, I'm pretty sure I think I know the answer to this one, but and well, actually, no, that's really not the question. Well, the main reason for your success, but I think we know what that is. That's persistence and diligence. But what is one, I guess, particular thing that you feel, or a reason why you feel that you're successful that most other entrepreneurs would disagree with?
That's a great question. I would say, are you trying to get me to be controversial?
That's up to you. You got the floor now.
I would say because my belief system, just the more I find out who I am, the more I know that I can do things. And the only thing that can hold me back is myself. If I decide that I'm not going to move forward, I will not move forward. But if I say I can do it, I can do it. So knowing that I have a direct connection to the universe, that's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. I know I can do it. And when I doubt, when I shrink back, I know it's something that's going on within me, because as long as I'm, driven, I'm getting things done, okay, everything's working out. But if I started getting discouraged or shrinking back, I know something is off and I need to focus more. I need to meditate more, and I need to speak life more over in my life. So that's just me. I just believe it. Just believing that I have a connection with the universe. And if I continue to move forward, I will be unstoppable.
That's good. That's good. So, I mean, the fact that, it just goes hand in hand, your persistence and your diligence. So just the fact that, you need to keep going. But we understand that, that there is an outside force, whatever you want to call it. You want to call it God, you want to call it, the universe. And you understand that, there's, I guess there's something else, as far as, pushing you forward. Because obviously, you're obviously, well, I live with you. So you understand that, or I understand, how, I guess it's not just about, taking action. I mean, yeah, that's the first step, but then you also have to realize, and you have to visualize while you're taking action. You have to see yourself at you have to see yourself walking in the goal that you want to accomplish. So before you do anything, you have to visualize the fact that you are going to do it, and you have to pretty much live in that visualization. So that's pretty interesting. So if you had to start all over again, what would be the number one thing, or what would be the first thing that you would do when you started over? Because, you know, I guess Russell Brunson, the creator of ClickFunnels, he just actually came out with this question a few months ago, maybe, when he talked about, actually asked this question to a lot of entrepreneurs, and actually all of them gave different answers and stuff like that. So we want to hear what you'd have to say. So,
Well, if I had to start over again, I would probably go seek out lots of sponsors, affiliates first, and to help get the word out about my brand and do everything debt free. So yeah, I would definitely start out debt free. And I wouldn't start buying a bunch of different programs and all that until I started making consistent income.
yeah, so that's interesting. You said debt free, because I know Robert Kiyosaki would probably disagree with that, because actually that's kind of how we got started in the
Yeah.
entrepreneur world, reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, got in some of Robert Kiyosaki's businesses and everything, real estate and stuff like that, and he actually recommended using other people's money. So it was pretty interesting that you know, pretty much Hicunni just said, you know, if she started over, she would do it with or my wife, whoever, man, you want to call her Hicunni, my wife, I don't know. I guess I got to be proper, you know, formal. Let me put her name up here, so just in case I do slip and say my wife, then you know, you might, just so you know who it is. So it's Hicunni Chandler, my wife. So yeah, the thing is, you know, just the fact that I lost my train of thought. But anyway, let's go ahead and go on. So I want to let's see. Yeah, actually, I guess I don't know. I can't see. Sometimes I know a lot of these other people that use Be Live, they have I guess issues with comments and stuff. It doesn't look like anybody's on. So if anybody's on, I can't see you. I don't know. I don't want to switch the screen because we're having a little technical difficulties earlier. But this will actually be the last question that we have. I guess, you know, if people are watching, just go ahead and put your comments. We'll answer them later. I'll answer them later. That's no big deal. And like I said, you know, we will put Hicunni's information in the chat box or the comments below, the section below. Actually, this is a question that I'm probably going to throw a lot of people off guard. So if you are going to be on the interview with me, pretty much I'm probably going to ask this question at the end of all of them. So if you had one superpower, what would that superpower be and why?
If I had one superpower, read minds.
Why would you want to do that?
So I would know what everyone is thinking at all times. Just,
So if
I think it'd be fun.
you knew what everybody was thinking at all times, what would you what would you do with that information? I mean, would you try to manipulate them? Would you try to help
Maybe.
them out?
I guess because the way my brain works, you know, sometimes I make assumptions with people. And, you know, sometimes I'm good at reading people, then other times not. So if I could just tap into the time, like maybe push a button and just like, what are they thinking, you know? And then be able to continue the conversation based on what they were thinking. So, yeah, I wouldn't try to manipulate them. What are you talking about?
Interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll put the comment. Actually, let me change this here. I'll put the where you can find, this is her website where you can go and get information on her, where you can book an appointment. She also has you know, ebooks and all kind of stuff like that. So you can tell other people where to reach out at you. I mean, I know this is your website. I mean, I know you're on social media. Obviously, I know all this stuff, but you know, I'll let you take the floor and you know, tell them where you want to send your traffic to.
Well, I've been more active now on Instagram, so you can find me at the Nutrition Formula, and that's on Instagram. And once you get there, my bio, I have a link. You can click on my bio, and it's to my website, hicunnichandler.com. But there's a / links, and it has all the information you need, whether you want to check out some ebooks, whether you want to learn more information about my favorite recommended product. So yeah, let's join the conversation. Let's, hang out on Instagram. So at the Nutrition Formula.
All right. Well, this concludes our interview for today, my first one. So a round of applause that this is the first one. And then my dear Hicunni
Yay,
on
you
here.
did
So
great.
this will be on my page. Pretty sure she'll probably share it on her page too as well. But just if you like it, like I said, just obviously the live is getting ready to be over. So if you catch this on the replay, just hashtag replay. That way you can show us some love, give us some love, give Hicunni some extra traffic. Anybody interested in mind body psychology, she talks a lot about dieting and how it's related to the mind. I know I said all that stuff. We should have talked about time management, because you do a lot of goals. You set goals. You have a schedule. Particular schedule, this day or this minute, by second by second, by minute, by hour, by month, by day. Hey, it's just, it kind of goes on and on and on with her. I tried to have her schedule. It didn't work. I talked to her, I guess it was Tai Lopez's cousin, and she told me to actually just chunk stuff out because it was a book or something. But yeah, so that really doesn't work for me. I mean, it just, however you need to get your stuff done, just get it done. But, either you can have a particular schedule, or you can have, the chunking or whatever, just whatever works. But, so this concludes our interview. We thank you. Thank you, Miss Hicunni, my wife, for coming on first interview.
Thank you for having me.
And you will catch me on another live. And we hope you all have a wonderful night, and good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.